G'day guys, welcome back to the channel, and on this episode of the VL we're basically tying up the last sort of few loose ends that need to be done on this car. Honestly, it's probably going to be one of the last videos that I do on this car, and I think we're all going to be happy with that. I sort of feel like I've been making videos just on this car flat out, but I've just been thrashing on it just to really try and get it done, because obviously I've got other projects in the shed that I want to get stuck into. So I'm not going to talk shit for too long. We are going to get straight into it. So if you watched the last video, we're picking up right from there. So the only things left to do is all the blackouts on the VL and the little black trim pieces. So tail light, eyebrows, boot mould, opera house trims, the door frames, and the boot garnish, tail light garnish. So that's really it. And then the car, I can polish it all, fit it all up, and it's basically done. So the only other, I've got to paint a fuel tank as well for this car now, so I don't know if I'll film that, but that's another little extra that I've got to do, and fit that as well. So I might film it just to wrap up the video when that comes. I'm tipping there's probably going to be maybe 1-2 more videos on the car, and then I'll probably do like a little walk around video when it's all completely finished. Anyway, so windscreen molds, I'm pretty sure that the previous owner of this car purchased brand new ones, so I'm not going to paint them. I'm just going to leave them as the black textured finish that they are in. Door mirrors, I'm not going to paint them. I'm not a big fan of that. I think sometimes they can look a bit tacky all painted up, but anyway, so we're going to get stuck into it. I've got the opera house window frames over here. I've already prepped those, so I've basically just Scotch Brighted them, grey scotchy and a scuff paste. So these are the products that I used here. So just grey Scotch Brite, scuff stuff, surface prep. There's a few different brands of the scuff paste. You don't need to use that one, but I find that's the best one. There are others. If you don't want to buy that product, I mean, you can use a water and metho mix. Just mix 50-50 water and metho. That'll help clean it as well. If you are prepping these opera house window molds on VLs, they are hard to get into all these little nooks and crannies. So I'll just use a little toothbrush and with the scuff paste, and that's how I've rubbed all them up. So it's better than painting all over the dirt and the shit that was all in there. So they're rubbed. So all I've got to do now is rub the tail light molds. So they'll just get Scotch Brighted. There's no damage really on them. And Scotch Brite is enough for adhesion. So then I've got the boot mold, and it's still got all the old dog shit double-sided tape. So that's all going to come off. What I'm going to use for that is a drill and a rubber wheel, a razor wheel, caramel wheel. It's got a bunch of different names. It'll be fine to pull that double-sided tape off. Obviously, if you're using one of them and you're taking pinstripes off or whatever you're doing, I wouldn't use it on your side molds to take pinstripes off. If you've got pinstripes on there, it'll just fucking burn it. And you don't want to use that on acrylic paint unless you're experienced. Even then, it's a bit sketchy, but it'll be fine for this. So without talking too much shit, let's just get into it and get this car cracking. Alright, so as you can see there, I actually didn't use the rubber wheel. I canned that idea because it was working shit house and just making a mess. So what I actually did was just heated up the double-sided tape with a trim removal tool, and just scraped her off and worked a treat and came off really easy and quick. So forget about the rubber wheel. I've given you bogus info there. Don't worry about it. Just use that. Keep it simple. Alright, so moving on to the garnish. I'm going to pull this badge off. So what I'm going to do, bit of prep sole, just to try and get it under there, under that tape a little bit. Anything to help the job easier is always better. I've got the heat gun. I'm going to heat the double-sided tape up from the back of the garnish. I'm not going to do the front. It's going to heat that tape up quicker if I go from the back. And then I've got an applicator with rounded edges on the sides because I don't want to chop it into these raised plastic edges. And hopefully it's going to come off. So let's get rid of this dog shit. Alright, so that came off pretty easy as you've seen. Didn't do any damage. So that's always a bonus. Just get rid of this bit of leftover glue residue with a bit of prep sole, and then I'll start prepping it. So it's just going to get a scotchy and a quick 800, same as everything else. And it does actually have a couple of little marks up the top here. So I'll mix up a bit of fine filler, fill those up, and get those sorted. And that's another piece of the puzzle ready to paint. And then it's just basically the door handles. I'll give them a quick scotchy because I've already actually done the door handles. Base coated them, so, but because I've probably done them 3 weeks ago, and I was meant to come back over and clear them and all that, but I didn't. So because they've been sitting for too long now, the base coat's not open anymore, so I'm just going to give them a light grey Scotch-Brite, just dry, just to scuff them up a little bit. All this will go in the booth, and we'll get them all painted, so let's keep kicking along. Alright, so I've got everything in the booth. This is basically all it is. I really thought there was more than this, but there's not. This is it. So it's the boot mould, the 2 eyebrows, the garnish, the handles, and then moulds, and then it's just obviously the door frames on the car. So they're in here. I've got black in the gun. Let's get them painted. Alright, so all the black is done. So I've literally finished clearing these probably 5-10 minutes ago. So it is a matte clear. So a few shiny bits they'll obviously dry out. So I've literally just finished doing it basically. So they're all done. Happy days. Now we can move on to the door frames and get those done as well, and get the car polished up, and it's basically going to be done. Every time without fail, this bloke. Every single time without fail. Have a look at him. The old boy. Every time he comes to the shed, he's all over this HD. Anyway, enough fucking around. So all the black bits are now done. And I've actually gone ahead and I've done these door frames now. It was getting late in the day, so I didn't actually film them, but it's basically the same process as before. All I did was grey Scotch-Brite, gave them an 800, and masked them up and painted them. So I'll flip it around and give you a look, but yeah, I didn't film, masking them and all that. So apologies for that, but it's pretty straightforward stuff. So I'll flip it around and give you a look, but they're all done. So yeah, we're getting there now. Alright, so they're all done. Lighting's it's a bit overcasty today, so it's a bit hard to see, but Yeah, just a nice matte black finish. They've come up really well. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, just all I basically did with them was grey Scotch Brite, 800, rubbed out any chips, things like that, and then to mask them up, I've just basically come off the back edge of the door here and masked it, same as here, and I just ran a bit of a mask in here, but I've blown it in there as well, so it's all nice in there when you open the doors as well. Bit of WD-40 won't go astray there on that door, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. They've come up pretty good. They look good. I like the finish of it. You know, it's not too. I think if they were gloss black, the car would look too. I don't know, it'd be too much going on. So that's them done. Alright guys, so I'm probably going to finish up the video here, just for the sake of not making it too long, but I think what I'm going to start doing is making longer videos. I know I've said this in the past, and I actually do all my filming on my phone, and the old phone's struggling for a bit of memory, so I can't make, you know, half an hour, 40-minute videos, hour video, whatever. I don't know how long to make them, because I don't know how long you guys want to sit there and watch my ugly mug on here do shit, but I do want to make longer videos, so you know, whilst it may take a week or 2 or 3 for me to make a video, I want it to be worth it, you know, worth the wait for me to make another video, if that makes sense, rather than just do those sort of little 10-minute ones, and I can't really put as much information in them as I could or as I'd want to. So I'm going to update some stuff here, get a newer phone, all that, and make some longer videos. That way it's sort of, you know, not 20 different 10-minute videos. It can be just, you know, a couple of long ones, and we're good to rock and roll. So anyway, thanks for all the support, all the new subscribers that have jumped on. It's much appreciated. All the regulars that watch, all the comments, I appreciate everything. I do read them all, try and reply to all of them. I mean, I don't get that many, but I reply to them. I love it. So anyway, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.